The Nuremberg Toy Fair is held every February, and it's the largest exhibition of its type. It's a trade-only show, and it's the place where manufacturers bring their products and hope to do deals to sell their products for the year ahead. And of course that includes the new models that will be available to collectors. The show is held in Germany, and for most people that means it's quite a long journey to get there. So for this show report, I had to get up early and walk, get a bus, get a train, get a plane, get another train to get me to the exhibition centre. The exhibition centre is huge, and scale models are found in Hall 7, which is where we'll go to now. First up is YCC models, who are making a welcome return to the show this year, and they certainly had some interesting crane models on display. First up is the Gottwald AMK 1000, and as you can see it comes in a number of parts, this model. You get a boom carrier as well as the crane carrier, as well here are the counterweights and the outriggers. So it's a big model, and as always for YCC the quality of the details look really good. You can see here some hydraulic connections. This is on the boom carrier, and if you look at the crane carrier, again good hydraulic line details, and all in all this looks like being a really good model. Should be available certainly by the middle of the year. Big model with a big price though, probably over €1,000 for the complete set, but you're getting kind of two big carriers for that price, and of course it's high quality. The model will also be available in the colours of Breuer, so that's two versions of the model to be introduced, and I understand that neither of these will be limited editions. Another interesting model was this version of a lifting frame, again highly detailed, and all the parts will be dismantleable so that you can form haulage loads if that's what you want. Certainly something unusual, not seen a model like this before, and again that should be available by the middle of the year. The Liebherr LG 1550 SLK version in Riga Mainz colours was also at the show. Here you can see a nice little dolly for the luffing fly jib, very good looking model. And here you can see that at the show it was rigged with the luffing fly jib. Again, very impressive detail, very realistic and authentic looking model. A bit of a surprise was the Krupp 500-ton model, shown here in the colours of Grayson, White and Sparrow, which was an old English hire company of some years ago. Very interesting looking model. Don't expect to see this one appear though before really the end of the year, but again it will be another great model if YCC can bring it to the market. So overall, really a good show from YCC this year. Plenty of new models, and if they can actually get them made and start selling them, there'll be many happy collectors. In another part of Hall 7 is the stand for motor art. Among the models on the motor art stand was this big Volvo EC700 high reach demolition excavator, which is another welcome addition to this sector of modelling. Seems reasonably detailed. There was this small JCB wheeled skid steer loader. It is really quite a tiny model. Unfortunately the rivet sizes look really quite large, so hopefully they would at least paint those rivets in the production versions. And also interesting was the concept models that were on display. They had three different models. This one's of a backhoe excavator, obviously, and they are models of futuristic Volvo machines, not ones that are going into production, not yet anyway. So they're quite an interesting and unusual set of models, and it'd be interesting to see whether they are popular with collectors or not. Conrad have quite a large stand at the show, and this year was good because they had quite an impressive collection of new models to have a look at. Starting at the smaller end was this Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, which will be a good escort for heavy haulage trucks, and again this looks quite a nice detailed model from Conrad. Also detailed is this Wiesbauer truck with a Palfinger PK100002 loading crane. This is one of two Palfinger models on show at the fair. A Dole log carrier, this one for carrying shorter logs. These models look really good because the logs are actually pieces of wood, and so it all looks really quite realistic and good on the display case. There's a Sandvik underground loader, which will go well with the other Sandvik models that Conrad make. Heavy haulage fans aren't forgotten either, with this huge Goldhofer trailer. It's in the colours of Carl, and you can see the tractor unit is a 5-axle unit, so it all looks impressive. And there are some new units here that fit onto the Goldhofer modules to provide that extension bed. This is the smaller of the Palfinger loading cranes, and here it's mounted on a truck in the colours of Schmidbauer. The star of the show for Conrad, and perhaps for the whole show really, was this surprise entry, which was the Terex AC1000 telescopic crane. This is fairly close to the version that will come to market around the middle of the year, although there will be some detail enhancements, particularly around the cab area with some door mirrors and windscreen wipers, so that will be some welcome additions. Overall the model is looking pretty much done. It's certainly a strong looking model, as all Conrad models are. Good to see that the outrigger pistons here are much larger than the ones that were on the AC500 model that's been around for a few years, so this looks altogether stronger and better. I don't know whether they'll be able to do anything with this detail here, which is one of the points for turning the winches, and whether they can somehow disguise that a bit, perhaps in the final model. And there is the AC1000 reaching for the sky, and in a sense that's a bit reflective of what Conrad were doing at the show, really, with a large number of new models this year. Over at the Norscot stand, the display cases are packed full of Caterpillar models. There was nothing new from Norscot announced at the show, but the recently introduced models were there, including this 587T pipe layer from Caterpillar, which looks quite a nice detailed model. And there was also the 793F mining truck, the latest version, which also looks pretty good. The range of Caterpillar models in military tan colours were also on display. The NZG stand always has good hospitality, and this year they had iPads in the display cases showing pictures of the models. NZG had the luffing fly jib for their big Liebherr mobile crane on display, and it's an impressive piece of model engineering, as you can see here, so some very tall models will be possible with this extension kit, which comes in a couple of different sets. You can see here the arrangements for fixing the luffing gear to the base model, and at the top end you've got some nice little dolly wheels here at the end of the fly jib, and you can see there's an alternative arrangement here for hanging a hook too. This crane is one of those models, it doesn't matter really how many times you see it, and in different colours too, it always looks great. And here's one of the limited edition models in the colours of Havator. There will be a question, I suppose, as to whether the luffing fly jib will be made in the right colours to suit these limited edition models, bearing in mind that these limited editions are only in runs of 300 models, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. New at the show was this ham roller. There are a couple of Atlas models also new this year, but they weren't actually on display at the show. There were many models in special liveries in runs of 300 each. This is a Liebherr LRB 255 piling rig in the colours of Ludwig Freytag, and certainly these models look very smart, and this one particularly quite impressive in its colour scheme. NZG host TWH collectibles models at the show, and the big P&H mining shovel was on display. And the interesting modelling aspect of this in particular is it's got working LED lighting, which was working at the show. Of course, the detail level here is high. It's a massive model. I couldn't get a good photo of the whole model, but it's a massive model, very impressive for mining collectors. And here's the shovel, and you can see it's certainly made of heavy metal. There were quite a variety of TWH mobile cranes, Grove cranes, on display, all in the special liveries that will just be appearing very shortly. They're only made in numbers of 150 units each, so they will be highly collectible models. And we'll finish up our look at the show with a visit to the WSI collectibles stand. New in the construction area was this ham roller, and it looks very detailed and is certainly up to the standard of the Hitachi excavators that WSI introduced last year. So hopefully this is a sign of more good construction models to come from WSI in the future. Also at the show was this upgraded PTC model with the heavy double stacked boom. This will be made in a run of about 250 models, so anybody who missed out the first time round will have the chance to get a PTC in this enhanced model. The Schuyler trailer was there, and the version on display had this really good looking load that should look pretty good for those that have got a display case big enough to take it. The intercombi range had a few other new parts to it that you can see now on display. So there's a power pack unit here. Notice that on these trailer sections the wheel hubs are different, which is again another very nice pleasing detail. And here's where the load connects to the trailers, and again it's all highly detailed stuff as usual from WSI. Of course, they've made their name in trucking in the last couple of years, and here's another high quality classic truck model, really looking pretty smart. There were some new Ginaf tippers on display. These are good models to pose with other construction models such as excavators or maybe pavers, and there are also some articulated trailers available as well. And if you like high decoration on the models, well, in the commercial trucking area WSI produced some really stunning trucks, and here is one with really a fabulous decoration for those that like that kind of thing. In summary, the Nuremberg Toy Fair 2011 was a pretty good show. There were enough new models to be of interest to collectors, and most of the makers reported that the business they were able to do at the show was good too. There will be a number of new models coming later this year which weren't at the show, so there's still plenty of more things of interest to come. I hope you enjoyed this quick look through the show, and if you want to see more high quality photos, then have a look at the full report on Cranes Etc.